Okay. Hi, everyone. Uh, Welcome to another edition of the Pathways webinar series on sports parenting. We at Sportz Village, which is India's largest youth sports platform, we are on a mission to get 100 million kids to play, and I think parents play a very, very important role in that. And hence this initiative at SP to help parents learn and understand the journey of a child in sports. So we've been doing this for a while. We've been speaking to industry leaders and getting an understanding of various things that are required for a kid's journey as he progresses in sports, stuff like nutrition, what kind of a career he or she could opt for, menstruation and sports as a topic, building champions mindset, and etc. You can look for our other webinar topics as well. But today, importantly, we're going to talk about non-traditional sports career for sporty kids. I think very, very important that we bring this up. And to discuss that, we have Ms. Srishty Jain, who's the founder and CEO of CoLLearn. Hello, ma'am. Welcome to the webinar.
Thank you.
Thank you for sparing your time and talking to parents about this topic. A very quick introduction about Srishty before we ask her to take center stage. Srishty has been an investment banker and now turned an edupreneur based out of Bangalore, and she's positively impacted lives of more than 25,000 learners across the world through her platform, which is, I believe, a great initiative. She's been a multi-degree holder herself with an MBA, CFA, and a CAI charter holder. And she's worked in this field far long. And Srishty, once again, welcome to the webinar. And the stage is all yours. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Sandeep, and glad to be here and glad to interact with all parents. Hi, everyone. I would like you to ask a lot of questions because that's how I and you both will learn. So please do stop me whenever you have doubt or whenever you want to discuss something. But glad to be here. I'll just share my screen first, Sandeep, and let me know if it works. Sandeep, it says that host has disabled the screen sharing.
Yeah. Can you try again?
Yes, it does. Okay, so let me just put this. So hi everyone, hope my screen is visible. So we are going to talk about sports careers and opportunities in India. Before I into it, I'll just give a little bit of my introduction, which already has been covered. So I used to be an investment banker. I've worked in India and Dubai for 11 years. I'm a CFA charter holder, CIA charter holder, and I also did my MBA twice. The second graduation was from UCLA Anderson, and that's when I decided that I wanted to do something in education, and I came back to India in October 2019. I'm working on my startup called CoLLearn Education. So I'll go deep into CoLLearn, and let me just tell you what exactly we do in CoLLearn. CoLLearn basically help people turn their passion into profession. Sports is our largest category, as large as 95% of our business comes from sports. Now, what do? We make people sports analysts, sports commentators, sports journalists, sports scientists, sports social media managers, and also umpires. And we are into outcome-based learning, so we just don't give gyan. Also help our students intensively with internships, placements, freelancing projects. And very proud to say that our students today are working with Rajasthan Royal, Delhi Capital, ESPN, Times Now, TV9, TV42, Baichung Bhutia School of Football. Name it, 100 plus leading companies hired from us today. We are also a part of Google Accelerator, and we are also backed by IIM Bangalore and IIIT Hyderabad. Now, before I go into the details of careers, I mean, all of you know that cricket is a religion in India. Now, today we have a India-Pakistan match, and the frenzy, everybody can feel that. The second most popular is football. Kabaddi is catching up, and the fourth is badminton. But one thing which I really wanted to tell you, and this is a query. Sandeep, tell me, can people answer the questions?
Yeah, so they can post the questions on the on our Q&A page, and we'll take up the questions once you wrap up the
Okay,
presentation.
okay, fine. So I mean, my next question actually to you all were, how many leagues do you think are right now working in India? Like, how many leagues are there in India right now? Can anybody who would like to answer this? We have an IPL league, we have ISL, I League. That way, how many leagues are there in India? What do you think? Any answers? The chat option is not available, is it, Sandeep?
Yeah, the chat. I think we have another raised hand, but they cannot chat like a normal Zoom, Srishti.
Oh, is it?
So they'll be able to
Okay.
ask questions, but so let me take a shot. I
Yeah,
think
there are
7 or 8
answers
leagues.
coming in. Answers
Oh,
coming
nice.
in. Leagues. Somebody is saying 10 leagues.
Really?
Uh, yes. So, guys, the right answer to this, and which has come from Forbes India last month's report, is 19 leagues are actually operational in India. Just see, I have the next slide.
Wow.
So this is, the premier, the most important leagues. But then if I take into consideration, the same report says that we have almost 19 leagues which are operational. And we take, Sandeep, state cricket leagues and all those leagues.
Right.
So this is where the answer is. But just guys, Indian Premier League is the most important one. We have Women Premier League, we have Pro Kabaddi, we have Indian Super League, I League is not even mentioned here. Then we also have Tennis League. We have handball, which became so popular in Jaipur. We had the handball league conducted in Jaipur a couple of months back. We have chess league, kho, kabaddi, tennis, volleyball, matrix, MMA
In
also.
fact, we
So just
just
think
to add,
about it.
Srishti, we just had the Pro Panja
Sorry.
League as well for the first time. We just had the Pro
Yeah, it's
Panja
not
League
mentioned
also.
here.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, there are 19 leagues. This was just a screenshot that I took, but they actually mentioned there are 19 leagues which
Wow.
are working in India. They are also taking in consideration the state leagues that we do in cricket football,
Right.
which are popular ones. So that's where I mean, if say Indian Premier League is one of the biggest success stories in the world, not just in India. If you look at here, the other leagues also are going to be popular. If not nine, which are mentioned here, or if not 19, which are in the article, it is going to be at least 4 or 5 leagues will become as big or maybe bigger than IPL as well in the years to come. My guesstimate, and a lot of other people say the same thing. So this is something which I wanted to share with you. Now, where is this industry today? We, according to reports from Simply Sport and FIC, we have 4.3 million people who are working in sports. Now, India's economy is growing at 6% right now, 6.3% to be precise. But sports in India, from various reports, is projected to grow at 15%, which is almost, 3 times, little less than 3 times of Indian growth, right? And any economy, if you see the percentage of contribution of sports GDP in China, in US is 0.5. In India, it is only 0.1. So we can penetrate to 0.5%. So this is the growth rate which will come. We are talking about 5 trillion economy now, right? So this will be the growth. We may contribute to 0.5% at the highest level. Now, employment ratio is 0.8% today out of the total employed segment people. Now, here, this percentage in China and US and UK is 3%. So why am I showing these figures to you? Just to let you know the growth that we are expecting in sports industry. Sports has just begun its journey in India right now. We saw the Asian Games medal, right? We crossed our 70 mark right now. We achieved a medal tally of 107. This is where the growth is, and we expect that India will need in the next 10 years almost 1.6 crore people working in sports ecosystem. Reason being, we have we want 100 medals now in Olympics. Um, We also have neighboring countries who are, vying for positions in Asian Games. Qatar has already got 2030 Asian Games. 2034 is with Riyadh. 2036 Olympic is maybe going to held in India as itself. So there the growth is going to come. Now, the how is this in a sports industry structured? See, in a sports industry, either you can be an athlete or you can be an athlete maker. A simple word, either you can be King Kohli or you can become a king maker as well. And both the positions are as important, as crucial, and as lucrative as it can be. I'll show you a couple of examples in subsequent slides. So now, guys, if you have any questions right now, or everything is clear, just put something on the chat board so that I know that you're able to, grasp what I'm saying. So before I move into it, is everything clear so far, or you have any questions? Sharath, or anybody who is in the call right now. Yeah.
Srishty, we can move on.
Sure. Okay. So guys, we have bifurcated this, classified this presentation in a couple of areas. The first one is sports management. So sports management is becoming very crucial in India. What do these sports managers actually get placed into? They can get placed. It's like an MBA or a BBA course where you actually cover 30 to 40 topics, and like other college, you have your exams and semesters and trimesters and final exams. And in this field, particularly, once sports management degree, you become an athlete manager or manager. You also do event management operations roles and venue manage. There are other roles as well, but most of in our studies, whosoever we have spent to students who have done sports management, they're mostly working in these verticals. Now, team management and athlete management are one of the lucrative ones, because you actually travel with athletes. Very recently, we met, one of the athlete managers of Rishabh Pant, and he was actually with Rishabh Pant during the whole recovery phase when he was getting recovered in Bangalore. So this is, it's lucrative. You get it's a lot of hard work, and you have to face a lot of tantrums, or it may not be tantrums, but you have to manage the day-to-day life of athlete with team. And team is traveling, you have to take care of their needs. Where are they going to stay? If their jerseys and everything's are in place? Is I've very recently also met somebody from Netherlands cricket team manager of Netherlands national cricket team. So he was at 10 o'clock. We were just chit chatting, and he said that sometimes I use their laundry as well. So this is where that role is, but it is very lucrative because you form that personal connect athlete, and you become his friend, family sort of, because you travel with them more than the family. And this is some role which is really good. Then event management is also one of the biggest in even sports industry as well. All those events where you manage the event from every aspect, from planning managing the event, sponsorships, marketing, everything comes into this. Event management is also very popular. Just to give you some examples, in India, a typically event manager who is really renowned and who has made his mark, and around 2 to 3 years in this industry, he earns around 12 to 15 lakhs. He only works for 9 to 10 months. This is just some of the numbers that we got from the industry. And the role, he will do IPL, then he will do ISL, then he do, and then he'll do SAF tournaments, so on and so forth. And it's the companies which are really big in this are, for example, DNA Network is big, Stupa is becoming big. A lot of companies which does event management they do take people in this, and it is a rolling base role. Most of the event management companies hire on rolling basis, but the students or people who are working in this industry, and they work for 9 to 10 months in a year. Now, the third is sports management. This is becoming very big in especially the Qatar circle and UAE circle, because again, it's high level job. event, you do one event management here, you do the venue from logistic, marketing, everything is covered in venue management. Little different than event management, but this is also a lucrative field, which is coming up a lot. Now, going into the career opportunities part of coaching and training, the second part is, can become, if you really played the game in the nicest way, and you have gone, to nationals, and even if you know the technicalities of the game, try your hands in coaching and training. There itself, you can be skill coach, which is sports coaching, where I have mentioned you can teach superior technical skills and ability to convey your strategic role, and people who are typically really good at influencing decisions and who have a lot of leadership qualities go for these rules, these kind of jobs. Now, second is strength and conditioning coaches. That's also a big one. You guys basically travel with a team, and again, it's a role where you take care of their fitness needs and so on and so forth. The third is physiotherapy. Physiotherapy, in a way, you have to do a bachelor's degree in physiotherapy and then specialize in sports physiotherapy. There are other parts of this where coaching and allied science roles are sports nutrition management, becoming very big, sports psychology and mental doctor, or mental coach kind of roles are becoming very, very big in India right now. There are we on our platform itself, we have Virat Kohli, sports psychologist. She used to work with RCB as well, and we know how crucial it is. And every team and most of the athlete themselves have this their personal mental coach or sports psychologist. So that role is also becoming very big with becoming uh, ready to speak about mental stigmas and things like that. So that is some role which is you can do. The third role is sports journalism, which is typically sports reporting, sports history, and sports writing jobs. Now, this is for people who are really good at writing. They're creative, and they're good at speaking. Then you go for commentary and writing role. But these roles basically depend on your area as well. Like some people are good at writing, some people are good at speaking, some people are good at numbers. So it depends on what the kid or what the person is actually looking at. This is something which is so very important, because these are the people who make the sports worth watching, right? I mean, if there is no commentary, we'll never like the uh, the game itself. They are the storytellers. They are the one who tells us the facts, and they are the one who takes the whole audience, and entertain them. So these are the roles. Now, what is the typical salaries in these roles? It depends actually. If you, it's like any other role where you have to join at an entry level, and then you move move up the ladder in terms of your performance. But sports commentary also is like, when we started 3 years back, we had one or two or three students getting placed in as a commentator. But now, because of these platforms like Fan Code, SportsWatt, and other platforms which are into live screening, sports commentary has become so big right now in India. But all our commentators, and we have around 80 plus commentators right now, are so busy doing matches after matches, because they can sit at home and they can do commentary. So this is also becoming very big. And one of our comments actually got into KKR last year, and this is also in the upcoming KKR, he has renewed his contract. And he's an 18-year-old kid, and is very, very passionate about sports and made it like to KKR as well. So sky limit these days, age is not a limit. Even your background is not a limit if you're good at it. Sports reporting, all these Snehal Pradhan and Arjun Chopra and a lot of other people do it, and it's also, I mean, it's a traditional field, but today multimedia sports reporting has become a big way. With multimedia, I mean, where you can also engage the power of social media, and that's where the industry is moving towards. And writing is something as also has always been popular. Now, getting into aspects, and which one aspect which I really wanted to emphasize is sports analytics. Sports analytics, is one of the fastest growing field of sports. What is actually sports analytics? Sports analytics is nothing but formulating winning strategies or improve the performance of the athlete by using the data. So these analysts collect the data, they analyze the data, they find out the pattern, and they formulate strategy. There is a movie called Moneyball. If you guys haven't watched it, go and please watch. That's where it started, and today it has penetrated. It started with baseball, and today it has penetrated in the whole world. Even today in India, it is one of the fastest growing field. And this is something where your love about numbers and sports, your knowledge of sports or your domain knowledge is mingled, and you can actually come up with magical formulas. We have seen our students doing really wonderful job in sports analytics. Last IL itself, we had students who have worked with uh, Gaurav Sundaramans of the world, who is with Sunrisers Hyderabad, Dhananjay, Lakshmi Narayan, who are with Mumbai Indians, and who are with CSKs. So this is where the industry is moving. What is the growth? People ask me, and how many jobs are there? Every athlete who has the aspiration or who is already playing at national is your clientele. Every team is your clientele. And analytics is really big. Now you can be a data analytics role, you can do performance analytics role. Data analytics is more towards engagement, player performance, and all that. Performance analytics is where you actually sit with the player and do these things. You travel with the teams and so on and so forth. Statistical analysis is something also where mostly that is used in these such as Dream 11 and fantasy sports and esports companies. So that's where the growth is. And now there is one before. Okay, so sports comments come back here again, but commentary, as I said, that I gave it a big this one podcasting. You Ranbir Lalabadia and everybody else who has become so big in podcasting. In even sports podcasting is also becoming really big now. We have business of sports from Sports Kira, I guess, where they do podcasting, and a lot of other forums are there. Podcasting is something where you get self-employed as well, and you can formulate your community and monetize that community at a later stage. Radio commentary, all know how it is, and sports broadcasting commentary is also very important. Now, initially, it was only the players or some of the 4 or 5 people who would do commentary, but today commentary is becoming very big with all the leagues coming up, with the so much of live platforms coming up. So that's also something. If the kid is really good at speaking and he wants to pursue this, you can basically help him. Sports social media management is also big. Now, sports social media management is one of those, career lines where you can, if you want to get into any sports company, you want a foot in the door, this is the easiest way to get into it. Because whether it is a small, franchisee, or whether it's a small company or an academy, which is at the nook or corner of our, street itself, or whether it is the biggest IPL franchises, all of them need sports social media. All of them have to engage to their fans, and all of those sponsorship assignments and sponsorship deals, and that's where you can get into it. Now, some of the people come and say that this can be done by anybody who knows digital marketing. No, it cannot be. You have to have very deep knowledge of that. That's when you will be able to churn out really good. And this is something which is again, in marketing management and community management is becoming really. These are the roles that people get it in sports social media management. And some of our students, what they do is they really want to get it sports analytics. They start with social media, and then they prove it. And once they can show their skill, once they side the sports ecosystem, and that's when they go and pitch for the other roles as well. Now, my question, I've been asked a lot of time this question, that how do you make into sports as a career? I mean, there are degrees that you can do, but there is no short guarantees. We have students who have done it from Labaro Sheffield, Beacon, and a lot of other places. But believe me, I mean, when sports companies hire, they don't care about your degrees. They really don't care about your degrees much. They care about your passion, your domain knowledge, your hard work, your loyalty, and your work. Like every person who comes to our platform says that they're passionate about particular sport. Most of the time they say cricket. But then how do you prove to the companies that you are one of those passionate person who is different than or who stands out in the crowd? That's where body of work come into the picture. And even you we started at a very initial level as well. When the kids are doing some school events or school projects or win some school championships, parents should start making their body every single time, because that's where the growth is coming up. That's where that's when once the kid has gone into the college or he started internship, you can show body of work about them. And this is not just true for careers, is also true when you are pursuing as an athlete as well. So that's where the industry is now. What are the sports opportunities? Again, a FICCI report which says 28 crore Indians are interested in sports today. 1 out of 3 people who are working, they want to get into sports as a career option. Now, only 1.64% are employed. We are expecting 1.2 crore more opportunities in the next 10 years. And the industry will move from 4 million people to 16 million in the next 10 years. And this will translate into an opportunity of crores. Now, what are the challenges which we are facing in sports careers? Limited funding, that is always there, which is part of not just sports. It is sports careers also created in the whole sports funding, sports related initiatives in India. But government has started putting a lot of emphasis on this. So hopefully this will change in the time to come. Lack of infrastructure, always a problem, and visibility as well, because for certain sports which are outside of cricket and football. So that's where we have, but issues are there with the industries, figure out our way. And believe me, sports is at the cusp of huge growth, whether you are an athlete or whether you are an athlete maker. Now, I'll just conclude this presentation with, outlook, and what we believe at CoLLearn is that, it's about passion. Sports is a passion. Sports is a relief. And if the kid is really, really interested into sports, whether he can play at the highest level or not, or he should always be associated with his first love. And that will only happen when he has a viable career option in sports itself. And inclusion and diversity, that is also a conclusion. It's becoming increasingly a scene in this ecosystem. We have women Premier League coming up. We are seeing a lot of straight off society, people from everywhere in sports making it big. And again, we believe in the possibilities of sports. Sports future in India is looking really bright as on today, and we believe the similar growth is going to happen in the next 10 years. So whosoever starts this early would have always an upper hand to people who start at a stage. So that's where we are. Any questions? I can take my questions now, Sandeep. Let's move on to the questions now.
Okay, first of all, Srishty, thank you so much. I think that was really comprehensive. I have a few questions which I'll take up, but I did request parents and other participants also to just jot down your questions and I'll take it up. So it's safe to say, Srishty, that the old adage that we had, that padhoge, likhoge, banoge nawab, and kheloge, koodoge, banoge kharab. I think it's safe to say that it's extinct. It's no longer existent. Seeing the statistics and the opportunities that you presented for sports, it's mind blowing. So I wanted to ask Srishty that from a parent's perspective, you mentioned that there are a lot of freelance opportunities, available, for someone who wants to work across leagues. One question which parents would have is that beyond freelance opportunities, are there permanent jobs as well, which are available to, kids or, young people who get into the job? And what are those jobs?
So, see, sports is a big gig economy. Even Harsha Bogle, at Harsha Bogle level, all of the commentators, all of the presenters are gig workers. So it is a gig economy, but at the same time, like sports analytics is something where you have full-time placements. Sports journalism is where you have full-time placements. Sports, operations is where you have full-time placements. Now, there are certain other areas which have come up, which are actually, in a mainstream sports mainstream companies as well, which are essentially not sports companies. For example, we have diversity managers role, which has come up in almost all the big companies, where they mostly want to hire people from sports background or different background. So there, and then a lot of corporates have leagues as well. Make My Trip is one. I met yesterday Car Dekho's team. So they're the Shark Tank guys. So they also have a league. So all of them are increasingly becoming aware of sports people and personnel, and they want them to be part of their team. Now, Sandeep, one thing is, see, I work with a lot of trainers across domains as well, not just sports. One thing which has been really, really, has stood out in my all sports trainers, and I have a lot of sports trainers who teach on my platform, is that they are very disciplined. They are never 1 minute late. We can be 2 minutes late, but they're never. Even if they are 1 minute late, they will apologize for that. And they are very dedicated and hardworking. And not that other people are not, but they stood out. So this is something which I think sports teach you.
Which is very
So
interesting, Srishty, because
these qualities make you an
go on,
yeah,
go on.
these qualities actually make you the essential part of any team. Anybody wants hardworking people, dedicated people, and all that. So it's not about just the sports as a domain. Even in mainstream domain, if you can somehow showcase that you're part of this team, that team, and you have done so much, they actually want you to be. It opens a lot of other doors as well for you.
And that's a great point, Srishti. And so I think for parents that the kind of values which sport instills in their kids growing up, as you said, discipline is something which is non-negotiable in today's life. Hard work, discipline is something which will set you apart, and this is one reason out of many that parents can say that safely if the kid is into sports. This could be a great factor. So I have a few questions. Let me take them one by one.
I also want
So
to showcase one. Okay, sure, go ahead. There's a
right.
lag.
Yes, yes, I can hear you now. So, couple of questions. Well, let me take that up. A question from one of our participants is that what is the appropriate age for a kid to get into sport? And are there any prerequisites which he or she might need to have if they want to make a career in sports?
So, see the age, anybody on our platform, we have people from 12 to 60. So for us, the only criteria to get into our courses or to get into our network of internships and jobs is, you have to be really passionate about one particular sport. If you have multiple sports, it's also, icing on the cake. But at the same time, sports, like, you should come from a deep domain knowledge of sport. You should love that sport, because we are not going to enhance passion in that sport. You should, that one non-negotiable trait has to be that you should be very passionate about that particular sport. Second is, ready to at the entry level as well, because most of the people who work in sports start from entry level. I mean, all the success stories that we know of today in the sports career segment, all of them started at an entry level. So this is second thing. And third is, that's again hardworking and loyalty and all these. This industry actually rewards in that way. And most of the people that we all know in sports ecosystem have never left their job. They work in the same company, and they grow their way up. So that's how it is. So this is about
And
the three traits.
Srishti is so right because the average at Sportz Village, because as you rightly said, most of us pivoted from a different career to get into sports, and we started at the entry level. And the average age of people, as in the average tenure in our company, is around 10 to 11 years. Which is, yeah, as you rightly said, that if you're there and there is a passion, most of the people like the culture and they love working sports, so they don't move out. You're right.
Yes.
So another question,
So,
Srishti, which is yeah. So another question which is there on the chat group is that what are the courses which CoLlearn offers
sure.
for sports?
Okay, so we basically right now on our platform for kids, we do a sports exploration program. If I were to show you the details, I'll show it in a while. So this is something which is a boot camp. We do it with schools where we run like 10-hour sort of workshop over if school gives us 1 week, it's fine. Otherwise, over 2 or 3 months, like we take 3 classes in a month or 2 classes in a month, sort of, where we basically train student to think like a sports analyst, and then we tell them the growth trajectory of sports analytics as a career, where to start, things like that. They do case studies like who is better, is it Messi or is it Ronaldo, and all these things. And it's a fun activity and we do it for all our. It's like a overview or a window to all our courses. And we teach them sports analytics, we teach them sports commentary, we teach them sports journalism, we teach them sports event management, where a kid actually learns how to run their own sports league or a sports event in school. So and all these things are from age appropriate manner. We will not go into very very deep or very technicalities, but at the end of the day, kid will understand that this is something, and this will basically be a seeding for him to understand that what is it that he gets excited more. Is it the speaking opportunity, or is it the writing opportunity, or is it the numbers game that he loves most? So this is some program which we do it with college, with school kids. For college, we also run separate specializations in sports analytics and so on and so forth. Because a CS college or an BCA college or an MCA college, they're pretty interested in this. Because kids are, these days, rather than being a banking analyst, they want to be a sports analyst. So this is something we do. Apart from that, our bread and butter are the courses that we run. So we run 1 month of courses in sports analytics, umpiring, sports event management, sports. And there, the idea is those people who either have completed their college, or they are at they basically want to transition into sports. So we provide them with an entry level positions there. So first they will go through a live classes, and all our trainers are celebrity trainers. This is what we made it sure, because they bring a lot of energy to the class. They bring a lot of stories to the class. And the third thing is, Sandeep, when a student sees that Gaurav Sundar Raman has done it, so I can also do it. This is
Yeah.
something which is enforced because of the trainers. And we all remember our best teachers in life, right? So this is how we also wanted to grow. So this is where it happens. So classes are mostly on after 8 to 10 p.m. in the night, and or on the weekends. And then you basically, after you do 25 hours of classes over a month, which is 2 classes in a week, in the night, and then you transition into mentorship. In the mentorship, you do a lot of uh, basically projects, live projects or internships or freelancing projects, or you participate in hackathons, you participate in quizzes and things like that, and also part of networking events. And then the third phase comes where you sit for placements. So this is how typical courses are run on our platform. And very proud to say that today, I mean, we have students who have been security guards and they became Cricket South Africa umpire. We had students who have left that 12 years of VP career in IT, and they are today head of analytics in head sports for all and these kind of places. So some people have left their career of 15 years and today they're working in sports event management. So this is where we are moving towards. We get kids also. We have 12-year-old kids also who have come, and these kids are mostly from outside India, and they figured it out. Some of our kids work for UAE clubs and all, and they do
Thanks.
internships.
And this is such a paradigm shift, like you mentioned, including you. I mean, you had a successful career as an investment banker, but you transitioned. Likewise, there are so many opportunities now, and parents should also realize this now that, as you rightly mentioned, somebody who's had a successful career has moved and taken up a role in sports, which maybe is or was their passion, and they're living it now. Which brings me to one interesting thing, Srishti, which you pointed out in your presentation, and I also believe that's really important, is the body of work. For a parent, when you talk about body of work, uh, for example, their kid, he or she wants to get into sport. Uh, how do they encourage the kids to, present their body of work, or, how do you, if you could maybe throw some more light on the concept of body of work for parents, it would be really helpful.
So this is true for parents whose kids are playing, as at the same time who kids are also involved in these extracurricular activities around sports. So the way we say is that when our students come platform, they do a lot of case studies. So when you do a case study, you have put in your mind and efforts to it. Try to capture that in a PDF, or what trainer has given you remarks or something like that, or what he said in the class. Record it and put it there, and then you put it on a Dropbox or a Google Drive and label it nicely, so that next time when you want to showcase it to somebody, you can in a GIF, in a split second, you can just showcase that, okay, this we have done it. And then it can be monthly wise, that okay, in this month we did these things, in the next month we did these things, or yearly or quarterly, whatever the frequency of the kid doing all these activities. This is just like just it's like an index where you are creating all these. It's like creating a library for your kid. And then once this becomes really intense, you can also put these things on their social media profiles as well. Like maybe you create a website for them, a web page for them, or you can also create something like Instagram page for them. You are not right now willing to put it on public. You can make it a private channel on YouTube as well. And see,
Right.
the whole idea is when you are showcasing either for your college degrees or you are going for an interview, you should be able to pull it out in a second. You should be able to pull out your best work and showcase it to them. And this is, you have to start it really early. Actually, in kids' case, parents have to start it, and then kids have
Right.
to be taught that this is how you can make it at a later stage. But
Perfect.
this has been
Perfect.
really important, Sandeep. Like most of our students who made it really big in through CoLLearn, whether they got it into Rajasthan Royal or ESPNs or Padukone Dravid Center of Excellence, they have always showcased their body of work in the nicest way possible.
So thanks, Srishti. I think this is helpful. So like when, we used to be in college, we used to carry a bag of certificates, which was our body of work. Now at least the kids have an opportunity to have it, like you mentioned, in a safe, either in a pen drive or at a, Google Drive, which can be sent to prospects and employers, and they can pull it off, whenever needed, and it could be sent. So thank you so much. This
This
was
will
really
also
helpful.
help them in college as well. If you are looking, to go into a college and showcase them through sports quota, even a normal college, and in a sports management college works a lot.
Right, right. So, which also, any other questions from the parents, please, post them on the, chat. I have a couple of more, Srishti, before we, maybe end the session. So one is that, when you talked about the career path of, these, people, participants, in sports for these managers, you gave an example of the manager of Rishabh Pant, and how he was available with him during the entire phase. So what is the kind of pathways or the career progression for these kids? I mean, at a particular point of time, they could be with a celebrity. How do you see them growing in the sports field beyond that?
So initially, I mean, once you are with the celebrity, you forge that kind of relationships and all that, right? With the celebrity, you become their caretaker in a way. It's not caretaker, you become their family. I mean, that's a better word to say, right? And from there onwards, I mean, you basically get into all these athlete management companies. So you are actually appointed by an athlete management company as an athlete manager. Now there itself, you start as a manager, then you become a senior manager, then you become a sector head, so on and so forth. So you can grow like a corporate ladder there itself. The second way is you can also start your own entrepreneurship journey. Once you know the trick of the game, You can, I mean, see,
Right.
there are 5 or 10 sports management companies, or even 100 of sports management companies cannot cater to the demand of 144 crore Indians, right? So you
Right.
can also start your own business. That's also second thing to do. Third is basically, once you have local athletes, you can go to, I mean, in terms of athletes also, you can level up your this one. Start with maybe a simple athlete, then you get into celebrity athlete, then you get into outside India, kind of you manage the foreign athletes and so on and so forth. So that's how it works in athlete management.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. One other bit, which again came from your, presentation. You'd mentioned that passion is really important. And I believe that. I completely agree. But how much of it is needed to sustain the journey? If I have to make a career in sport, I'm looking at the next maybe 15 or 20 years, or more. So beyond the passion, what else should the kid look at, and how can a parent facilitate that for the kid?
See, sports is hard work. I mean, any role you take in sports, your timings are not going to be like, whether you're an athlete or an athlete manager, your timings are going to be very, very, stretched. You will always be, struggling for timings, and you will have sometimes early morning matches, sometimes late night parties, late night events, and so on and so forth. So that will always, always be there. So a person seen, we always say that not everybody is a cutout for sports. So if you are somebody who love to hustle, who's very active in life, who has a lot of energy, and who is deeply, deeply passionate about sports. Come what may, they will not miss a La Liga match at 2 o'clock in the night, or Indian Pakistan match at whatever cost, right? Then this is the field for you, because it involves a lot of hard work. And see, it is like an acting career at the end of the day, Sandeep. Say, you, when you start, you will be a pauper in a way, because you can go to the best acting school. It doesn't guarantee you that all your movies are going to hit, right?
Correct.
But once your one movie becomes hit, then your inflection points come, and you have to
Right.
wait. If you have that kind of, patience also to wait till your inflection point come, then it's a career for you. Because see, at the end of the day, Sandeep, any sportsman or sports person's, the philosophy in life is, as long as you are part of the sport, you will win one day. Today you may be out at a duck, tomorrow you may hit 100, but you have to be part of that game to hit that 100. And that's true with careers as well.
You'll have to play it like a test match rather than a one day in sports.
Exactly. Or a T20.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Perfect. Great. Srishti,
So,
any other questions before we wrap up? Maybe last couple of minutes. Srishti, if we'll pick up questions if they come in. Else, maybe any closing thoughts that you have, anything that you want to share with parents, please.
yes. Sandeep, I, run this company for almost 4 years now. And, whether my student is placed at a 22 lakhs whopping package, or he may be placed entry level 3-4 lakh package, or whatever it is. And one thing which has come up, which has every time come up in our conversation with our student, is that, ma'am, I love going to office. I look forward for the Mondays in life. I have
Right.
nothing called Monday blues. This is something which has come every single time. And this is something which is a testament to a career which sports provide. Because money doesn't matter after a while. It is your passion, it is your culture, it is your team, it is your hard work, and it is the outcome that you create, the impact that you create actually matters after a while. And this is all my students uniformly say, that we love going to office. And this is what sports has done to everybody.
No, I completely second that, and at Sports Village as well. There are no Monday blues because you love what you do. So you're absolutely correct. And Srishti, thank you so much for spending time with us today. It was a great session. And I'm sure parents will see this and they go back richer with thoughts on the concepts that you shared and the opportunities which are available, which are galore right now, as we can see. And it's only set to grow. As you rightly said, we are at 0.8% against a global percentage of 3% which are employed in sports, which is a long way. And with so much happening in sports in the country, with us also getting to a lot of medal counts at Asian Games and Olympics, things are only set to improve from a government standpoint and an organizational standpoint as well. So thank you, Srishty. I will let you go and enjoy the India-Pakistan match now. And thank you to your viewers as well. And we'll be back next week, with, another webinar. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Sandeep, and thank you so much for all the parents. And kudos to all the parents who have been sports parents, because it's not easy. I mean, you work behind the curtains, but you work as hard as your kids. So thank you. So all the best to all the parents.
Thank you, guys. See you. Bye-bye.